Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling the absolute biggest hurdle standing between you and your true academic potential: scattered attention. You know the drill, right? You sit down to study for a massive exam, or maybe you're trying to finish up a complex project, and boom, your brain is instantly pulled in a million different directions. If that sounds familiar, you're in the exact right place. We're going to walk through a classic guided parable that brilliantly shows the raw, undeniable power of single-pointed focus and exactly how you can harness it for your own success. So have you ever felt like your mind is just swinging from thought to thought, mastering absolutely nothing? You sit down with the absolute best intentions to knock out your homework, but suddenly you're thinking about dinner, then you're remembering a text from yesterday, and then out of nowhere you're stressing over a test tomorrow. It's incredibly exhausting, isn't it? Well, that exact feeling is right at the heart of the story we're diving into today. Part 1. The Monkey Mind. Our story actually kicks off in a small, dusty village with a super intelligent, incredibly curious boy named Arjun. Now, Arjun had big dreams, but he had one massive, incredibly frustrating problem. His mind was basically a pinball machine. He'd sit down at his desk with his books, fully intending to study, right? But within seconds, his mind was out on the field thinking about playing cricket. So he'd go out to play. But the second he had the bat in his hands, his brain jumped straight to video games. And naturally, when he actually played those games, he'd get hit with that anxious memory of his unfinished homework. His mind was literally like a monkey, frantically swinging from branch to branch. And because his energy was just spread so completely thin, he ended up being totally average at everything and excellent at absolutely nothing. Part 2. The Grandfather's Experiment. As you can imagine, Arjun was deeply frustrated by all this. He knew he was smart, but he just couldn't make any real progress. Luckily, his grandmother picked up on this immense frustration. But instead of just scolding him or giving him the classic, "just try harder" speech, he took the boy outside into the blistering midday heat for a really practical demonstration. He brought out just two simple things: a thick, curved magnifying glass and a brittle, bone-dry leaf lying right there in the dirt. He told Arjun to take the glass and hold it exactly between the glaring sun and the leaf, and he gave him one specific instruction: keep it completely steady, no swinging, no jumping around, just stillness. So Arjun locks his hand in place, and the reaction starts to unfold. First, there's this blindingly bright, microscopic pinpoint of light focused right on the leaf surface. He kept it perfectly steady. Moments later, you could catch the faint smell of dry earth and burning plant matter, as this tiny wisp of smoke curled up into the air. Arjun's eyes went wide, but he held his focus. And then, suddenly, a brilliant orange flame erupted. The leaf was literally burning, and Arjun was just completely mesmerized by what he just managed to do. While the leaf is there smoldering, his grandfather looks at him and asks a question that would honestly change Arjun's academic life forever. He says, "Did the magnifying glass create the sun's energy?" Now, I want you to really think about that for a second. Let that sink in. Did that glass actually create the fire? Part 3. The Power of Sunlight. Of course, Arjun immediately realized the answer was no way. The grandfather then broke down the physics of this brilliant metaphor. The sun's radiant energy is always there, beating down on us, but when it's scattered, it's just warm, harmless light. The magnifying glass doesn't add any new energy at all. It just takes that exact same existing energy and focuses it onto one single point to create fire. He looked Arjun right in the eyes and told him, "Your mind is exactly like this sunlight. Scattered across a dozen distractions, you achieve very little. But when you lock your focus onto one single academic goal, your power becomes extraordinary." Part 4. The One Thing Rule. Talk about a massive light bulb moment for Arjun. He decided right then and there to harness his own mental magnifying glass by bringing the one thing rule into his daily routine. Step 1, while studying, study. To actually make this happen, he built 3 specific study habits. He cleared his desk of all digital devices, set a single task timer for 25 solid minutes, and took intentional screen-free breaks. Step 2, while playing, play fully. He even applied this to his daily chores. He realized that doing something simple, like sweeping the floor with total presence, actually taught him the quiet patience he needed for deep work later on. And step 3, while resting, rest. Basically, one task at a time, with complete, undivided attention. Now, let's be real, this wasn't some kind of overnight magic. He didn't magically wake up a genius the very next morning. But by holding that mental magnifying glass steady, week by week, the compounding results were just undeniable. Because he was actually mentally present when he sat down with his books, his academic grades totally soared. Because he was fully focused on the ball, his cricket skills got dramatically better. And honestly, perhaps the biggest win, that crushing anxiety from his monkey mind just vanished. It was completely replaced by this calm, quiet confidence.
Part 5. The Engineer's Secret.
Fast forward a few years and the whole scene shifts. We are leaving the dusty village behind. Arjun, the kid who once couldn't focus on a single assignment, has grown into a highly successful engineer, standing in a modern school auditorium. He's up there speaking to students who are facing the exact same digital distractions he once did. And when a student raises their hand to ask for the absolute secret to his success, Arjun smiles. He remembers that dry leaf in the dirt, and he tells them, success is not about working harder than everyone else. It is about focusing better than everyone else. You see, endless hours of scattered multitasking and burning yourself out, not the answer. Your real secret weapon is the intensity of your concentration. Part 6. Energy flows, success grows. As we wrap up this explainer, Arjun's journey is just the perfect illustration of the true difference between ordinary and extraordinary. Pretty much every student has baseline intelligence and potential, right? We all have that sunlight. But a distracted mind, a monkey mind, only ever gets to dream about achieving great things. It never generates the heat required for actual action. A focused mind, though, it applies the magnifying glass. It takes that exact same potential and actually achieves what the distracted mind is only dreaming about. Focus is literally the ultimate game changer. So keep this undeniable law of nature with you the next time you sit down with your textbooks. Where attention goes, energy flows. Where energy flows, success grows. Seriously, whatever you point your sustained, unbroken attention at, your mental energy is going to follow, and that specific area of your life will inevitably catch fire. All right, I want to leave you with a couple of reflection questions today. Where is your scattered sunlight right now? Like, what are the specific digital distractions that are pulling you away from your true potential? To help combat this, I highly recommend trying this out. Sketch a simple focus tracker worksheet layout on a piece of paper today. Make 3 columns: time, task, and distraction tally. Give yourself a tally mark every single time you feel your mind swing to a new branch. It's super eye-opening. Identify your monkey mind, grab your magnifying glass, and deliberately choose exactly where your energy is going to flow today. Mastering your focus right now is absolutely the key to your personal growth and long-term academic success. Thank you so much for joining me, and I really hope this sparks an incredible fire in your own focus.